Hi, this is Martha. I'm a clinical sexologist with a doctorate in human sexuality, and I'm from Eros Coaching. This is Clean and Clear, and I'm with Sarah Martin and my colleague,
Hi.
my friend. And we're talking about how you can let go of negative emotions so that more pleasure can come into your life. So let me introduce her. She is a warrior woman, a certified sex coach, global citizen, and all-round badass. She helps women to find and unleash their warrior woman, the strong, sensuous, sexy, beautiful badass within. She specializes in erotic fitness, including play fighting, orgasmic running, and pole dance. She's fascinated by the connection between fitness, nutrition, and vibrant sexual energy. Her first book, Orgasmic Running, a feminine practice for pleasurable well-being, is available on Amazon. And I believe she's making it available to all of you. And you can find her at goodsexlifestyle.com. And she's also on Facebook. That's Good Sex Lifestyle. So welcome, Sarah.
Hi, Martha. It's so great to be here, and I'm so excited about this campaign. I think there's going to be so much here for everybody in the Clean and Clear, and I'm really happy to contribute today.
Thank you. And I'm glad to have you here. So far, all the different experts have been going through their interviews with me, and all of them have their different perspective of what kind of emotional release works for them. So what works for you?
So what works for me? Well, I have developed over time and going through my certification a lot of body-based physical fitness approaches to not only emotional releasing, but also really getting in touch with myself, with my body, with the well of peace and calm that really is inside. And it also ties into sexuality for me. So in my case, when life starts getting heavy, right? When there's a lot of stress, when there's grief, when there's anger, when there's fear, for me, the very first thing I turn to is getting physical. And in this case, running in particular. In fact, we've talked about running and what that's meant to me, and also this practice of orgasmic running a few times before. Shall I share a bit with everybody about what it is?
Yes, please.
So orgasmic running is a practice that I've been developing over the last, gosh, what is it now, 3 years? And orgasmic running, right, the simple version is it's essentially going for a run with Kegel balls inside. So currently this only works for female-bodied participants, so I do apologize to any of the men here, but I will share some tips that work whatever your gender, whatever your biological sex. And orgasmic running, the first question I usually get is, can I actually have an orgasm when I run? The answer is yes. And I'll tell you what, it makes it a lot more motivating to go running when there's pleasure associated with it. Because I think what happens a lot, especially with women, is that we're taught about fitness in a very kind of combative way. You know, we're going to war with fat, we're blasting our legs, we're getting ripped. And there can be so much competitiveness and so much focus on achieving a certain result. And what orgasmic running does is kind of turn that all around and get you to focus on your body and importantly to focus on pleasure. So my favorite emotional releasing technique is to go for an orgasmic run. So what that is popping Kegel balls in and really keeping my focus inside my body. Have you ever been running, Martha, and you've been up in your head thinking, oh God, it must have been 20 minutes by now, and then you look at the watch, oh, it's only been 5 minutes, oh, I feel like I'm dying. Has that happened to you?
I don't run. I hate running. But I do get that when I walk because I don't run, but I do my daily practice exercise of walking.
Okay, so, and I think that's really great that you bring it up. So I say orgasmic running, and part of that's because when you start doing this more and more, and you've got Kegel balls in, the faster you go, the better it starts to feel. So I often wind up running without consciously thinking about running, just because it feels good. And going after the pleasure, going after what feels good, can really change the perspective on everything. And I think that's part of the key to the emotional release, because running, instead of being this battle with myself, turns into a huge release, sometimes an orgasmic release, but being outside, being in the elements, and being very present focused. Like, for me, it's kind of a moving meditation. We talk a lot about mindfulness and being present in the moment that exists right now, because in actual fact, that's all there is. But it can be really hard to do. I am not a meditator, right? When I try to sit in the stillness, I find that really difficult. But when I'm out and I'm in motion, that's the key for me. That's where I can get into this very in the present, in the moment, with my body, with all of the elements of nature outside. I'm looking outside, there's this beautiful sunshine streaming in. And talking with you right now is actually making me itch for a run, right? But yeah, so I'm not sure, what else would you like me to share?
Yes, so you were saying that that is a form of emotional release for you.
Yes, and there is science that kind of backs me up on that. So I'm talking to you a lot about the process that I've developed, that I share with my clients, and that I use in my own life. But many of us know, and many of us have experienced, for example, you might be at the gym, and some of it might be a battle, but you ever notice how after about 10, 15 minutes, you start to feel this lift? And that lift that you feel is the endorphins that start to flood your brain, flood your body. And aerobic activity has great benefits for your cardiovascular system, for stress, for getting cortisol processed and out of the body. And by making it a regular practice, also a tip for all of your listeners, anything that's good for your heart is great for your sexual functioning. The better your circulation there is, the more blood there is, and where there's blood, there's sensation. So it kind of turns into a virtuous cycle that builds on itself. In addition, so orgasmic running, I put it out there because in a lot of ways, it's incredibly easy to approach. It's very low cost, and assuming you visit your doctor and make sure you're okay, heart and lungs wise first, they clear you for exercise, then it's something you can do every day almost for free. And I think that's beautiful because, other things I love doing, so pole fitness is extraordinary for emotional release. There's something about putting your body through some of these harder physical exercises and feeling the strength that you have. And that's what I teach in terms of the Warrior Woman program, is getting in touch with that strength, especially as a woman, where we're not taught that we're strong. We're weak. We need men to lift things for us. These are some of the things that persist in our culture. But for me and for many of my clients, when we get in touch with that strength inside, that can help with a lot of emotional release, that can help with cultivating confidence, with going out into the world with this sense of purpose and this sense of strength and power, because we have it, I have it, you have it, every woman alive has it. And it's part of about pulling that out and allowing it to come into the world.
So what about pleasure, letting pleasure in?
So letting pleasure in, I think that's also part of the beauty of orgasmic running, because in the beginning, you're doing a lot of releasing. By letting your body move, you're moving the energy through, you're allowing a space, a physical movement to take some of this out. And after that's happened, and after you've hit that sort of 10, 15 minutes where the endorphins start to flow, and you're focusing inward, so when you've got Kegel balls inside, you feel the sensation. And the more you do this, the more you can feel, the more aware you become. And by having that point to always bring your mind back to bring your attention back to, with time, with practice, it actually does start to become really highly pleasurable. So
great.
Yeah.
So, so tell us about your offer that for those people watching this video.
So for everyone watching this video, I am really excited that I'm going to be sharing with you a free copy of my book, which is called Orgasmic Running, A Feminine Practice for Pleasurable Well-Being. And whether you're female-bodied or male-bodied, please feel free to reach out to me for your copy. So all you need to do is send me an email. You can reach me at Sarah, S-A-R-A-H, at goodsexlifestyle.com. That's Sarah at goodsexlifestyle.com. And just put clean and clear in the subject line. And I will be happy to send a copy across to you. And this way, because if you're listening to this and going, gosh, this sounds really interesting, I want to know more about orgasmic running, because it's really hard to encapsulate it all in a quick interview here. But I've given you a bit of a flavor, and now I'm happy to give you the book so that you've got the keys to opening this practice for yourself.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So for those of you who are curious about what exactly is orgasmic running, or if you want to just find out more, she's giving you an incredible offer of getting her book for free. So drop her an email. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And also that's a way for her to find out if there are other ways in which she can support you in this practice or anything else with regards to your sexuality. So thank you very much for agreeing to do this interview and for your offer.
It's an absolute pleasure, Martha, and it's a pleasure to everybody who's watching this. I hope that sharing this with you is able to add to your life, help you with emotional clearing, and letting the pleasure in.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.